Hello, my name is Edward Bebbington and I'm one of the maintainers of Drashland, and here we're going to be talking about how to serve static paths and files within Drash. So we have a basic file structure and project here. So in our app.ts file, I've created a resource to handle the requests and a server to start the server. So what this is going to do is eventually it will display our HTML file and we'll link JavaScript and Stylesheets. So in our index.html file, it's just a basic markup that's going to put in our JavaScript file and our stylesheet. In our index.js file, it's just going to on an event, the click of a button, generate a random string and assign that string to an element in the DOM. We have a basic logo, a Drash logo that we're going to use as well in the HTML file, and we have a basic style sheet which is just going to add some extra styling to the page just so we know everything's working and to make it look a little bit more prettier. So all of these directories and files live in the public directory, and that's where our client assets are going to be. So what we can do now is we can start the server and see what happens. There we go, and there's no response. That's because we haven't set up the server to respond with anything, let alone the HTML file. So as you can see in the documentation of serving static paths, there's a few things we need, such as a directory and the static paths. So first, let's try serve the HTML file. So what we can do is we can set the views path. So this will tell Drash where the directory for our views sits. And as you can see here, it's within public/views. So let's do the current directory, public views. Now let's try get the HTML file content and respond that to the client. So we can use a nice function that Drash provides, which is this.response.render. So we can assign the response body to this.response.render, and if I just specify the HTML file that I want to render, then it should respond with that content. So as you can see, what it will do is it will look in the public views directory for that file, which is why it will need the / as a prefix. So now let's try rerun this, and we'll need to add allow read just so it can read the file. Let's try this again. There we go. So now we have our basic markup displaying. So the good thing about the render method as well is that it stops the user having to add a bunch of logic to decode and read a file and then display that and so on. So what we do need to do now is configure our static paths. So there's two things needed for this. It's the directory. So we need to tell Drash the current directory of the project, and to set the static paths property. So this will tell Drash where what directory is the purpose of to be the static paths directory. So we're just going to put public into that. And now we can restart. There we go, missing S. So yeah, so what it will do is the static path is public, so it's going to route the public directory to any client static assets. So if you see on the documentation here, for example, on public style CSS, fetch that file. So that's how it will work. So now if we start our server, go back onto the page, there we go. it's linked our assets. So you'll see that on the JavaScript tag, or the script tag and the link tag, it's prefixed with /public. So now we know our CSS is working because it's all styled, and now we know our JavaScript is working because it's firing this event and displaying some data. So that's it for serving static assets. It's quite simple, really. All it requires is the directory property, the static paths property, and the views path property in the server to tell Drash where the views path is and what the static paths directory is. Then it's as simple as linking it in the HTML file like so. Thank you for watching.